Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I have your name, please?
Nancy Evans.
Mrs. Evans? Mrs. Evans, you can rest your things there. There's coffee, freshly brewed, if you like, and the doctor will be with you as soon as he can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is it still raining outside?
No, it stopped.
Oh, good.
Am I late?
No, you're a little early. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are?
My name?
Yes.
Luther.
Mrs. Luther?
Anna Luther.
Yes. Mrs. Luther, your things there. Coffee, if you like.
No, that's all right.
The doctor will be with you shortly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Oh, Mrs. Luther.
Yes.
Mrs. Evans.
Good morning.
How do you do? Scusi. Nurse,
Yes.
you have the time.
10:45.
Oh, I'm early. It's all right, I'm early.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place.
Can I help you, please?
I don't believe so.
Can I have your name?
Mrs. Louise Amber.
Mrs. Amber, you're in the right place. Mrs. Amber, your things there. Coffee, if you like. The doctor will be with you as soon as he can.
Oh, are you on the staff here?
Yes, I'm the nurse.
Oh, my. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Anybody mind if I play the radio?
No, that's all right.
Excuse me. Would you mind lowering the volume on the radio? Thank you.
Morning. I'm Bonnie Lewis.
Mrs. Lewis? Mrs. Lewis, your thing's there. Coffee, please help yourself. The doctor will be with you shortly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I going to see Dr. Stone? That was the doctor I saw when I brought Teddy here.
Yes.
Thank you. Morning.
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 Good morning.
Good morning.
You must be Mrs. Todd.
Yes.
Mrs. Todd, the thing's there. Coffee. The doctor will be with you shortly.
I'm always late.
You're not late.
Oh.
Morning.
Oh, good morning.
Oh. Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, here. Have one of mine.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know why we can't all just go to them. This procedure seems to be taking so long.
You in a hurry? You got a date?
A date?
Yeah. Somewhere else you'd rather be?
No. Whatever gave you that idea? I am just very anxious to see my boy, take him home.
I can hardly wait myself.
Well, Charles has never been away from me. These past 2 months have been like 2 centuries.
No kidding.
I certainly hope I'm first.
Doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Sure, I mean it. I can wait.
Well, you sound like you don't want to see your child.
Because you're in a big rush.
Well, I sometimes forget all mothers are not close to their children. But in this case...
I don't need any lectures from you, lady.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can take it out on someone else.
Well, what might that be?
Your undying love for your son. Thanks for the cigarette.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's an
are you all right?
Oh, it's so warm in here. So dry.
Well, I could call the nurse.
Oh, no. No, it's nothing. My nerves, that's all. This waiting.
Oh, yes. It's terrible, isn't it? But soon we'll all have our boys back again.
Oh, yes. I hope so.
Hope so? What can you possibly mean by that? You don't think I'd allow Charles to be involved in this if there were the slightest doubt?
Oh, please. I didn't mean anything. My nerves. This room. No windows.
You do look pale. Why don't you take a walk outside?
Oh, no. I'm fine.
But, my dear, you should see your face.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you take a walk?
Are you always so rude?
Only to the life of the party.
Oh, excuse me. Day of all days. It's his birthday.
Oh.
6 today. Look. I hope he likes it.
What is it?
It's a toy.
Hey. Can I see it?
What do you think?
I had one of those once.
Oh, yeah?
Every time I'd open that damn box, scared the hell out of me. But I couldn't stay away from it. Then one day it broke. I think I cried.
Kids are nuts.
Oh, that's a toy for a child. Shouldn't you have bought him something more sophisticated?
What kind of toy is that?
Well, it's something that stimulates the mind.
Well, maybe I won't give it to him.
Oh, I wouldn't worry. You can always exchange it.
No, I can't. I bought it on a sale.
Sophisticated. Now, that's an idea. I think I'll get my kid a subscription to National Geographic for his birthday.
Well, that is disgusting.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Maybe I'll get it for myself.
Well, this entire affair seems to be a joke to you.
2 months ago, that toy would have suited them all. Not anymore, huh? Now we must buy them something more sophisticated.
Well, I just don't understand you at all.
That's funny, because I think I read you very well.
Well, just why are you here?
Because I was sick of tying his shoelaces. What's your excuse?
It's a wonderful toy. There's a park across the street from our house. A beautiful park. Every afternoon after school, all the children play there. I take Bobby there in the morning. I want to see him there in the afternoon, playing with the rest of the children. I want to see my boy fly a kite or climb a tree. That's what I want to see. Just to be able to do things boys his age can do. You're not well. Oh, I'm all right.
And how old is your boy?
He'll be 8 next week.
Oh.
8 years old.
Oh, my.
My kids go nuts over those magic slates, especially Teddy. He scribbles a lot. He thinks it's drawing. I always keep extra ones around because he keeps tearing that plastic cover. They don't cost much. It's a good thing the way he goes through them.
I guess you'll be buying him something more sophisticated now, huh?
We'll see.
How old is your boy?
Oh, Charles?
Yeah. How old is Charles?
Oh, well, I was very fortunate. You see, Charles is a bit older than the experiment called for. At first, they were going to reject him, but I was very insistent. Certainly, you can understand why.
Yes.
Well, I even told them they could keep their fee. I would pay them.
I had to take the money.
Oh, no, my dear. I didn't actually have to pay them, but I would have. I just said that so they would know how important the experiment was to me and to Charles.
Was Charles happy about the news?
You shouldn't talk like that. We're all very lucky. We don't know how many boys were rejected.
I never thought of that.
Well, only a fool would say no.
Lady, this is the first time you and I agree on something.
Well, that is refreshing news.
Actually, come to think of it, there were probably quite a few ladies who were afraid of having a needle stuck in their kid's brain, no matter what the results were going to be.
Oh, they said there would be no pain. None. That's what the doctor told me.
But, you took the cash anyway, didn't you?
Oh, no. Of course not. It was just a few dollars.
A few dollars?
Well, I hardly needed payment. My husband left me well taken care of.
That's nice.
You're very lucky.
Yes. In that respect, you might call me lucky.
You were so sure it would work.
But this drug has been tested for more than 10 years. And we were all given the history. Why, if it wasn't limited to children for this special experiment, I might have tried some of the serum myself.
No.
Believe her, I do.
Tested on chickens, dogs, and monkeys.
Oh, naturally, you don't think they begin on human beings.
Why do they take so long?
They're the last step, aren't they?
Last step. What are you talking about?
Monkeys. Aren't they the last step in an experiment before they get to us?
Well, I'm sure I wouldn't know.
I took a course in zoology once. I think the thing that distressed me most was this frog. Dead, of course, with a name tag tied to its right hind leg. The name on the tag was mine. My name, Nancy Talbot. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit.
Frog.
Do you know what they wanted me to do with that frog? Dissect it. With my name tied to its right hind leg. I dropped the class. Anybody got a cigarette?
Look, I don't think anyone here is interested in your high school career.
College. My good old college days. When I was free, free, free.
Oh, what's the matter? She's crying. Oh, don't cry. I know. This is a special day for all of us. Let's have a party. What do you say to that?
A party? You want to make a party?
Well, what do you say? Our boys could meet each other. Maybe they'll become friends. Who knows?
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Of course, Charles and I won't be able to come, but it does. It sounds like a wonderful idea.
Today when I leave this place, I go to confession. Maybe you should come with me. All of you.
What's she talking about?
I think she's having very late second thoughts. You might call it a guilty conscience.
What? Not about this.
You're such a young girl to be so cold. Like ice. But ice melts. So one day you might be lucky.
I knew what I was doing. Don't start taking your church rules out on me.
You have given your boy a second chance. He has actually had a second birth in the same lifetime. How can you possibly feel that you have done something wrong?
That's right.
Maybe she liked him the way he was. Is that it? You liked having a helpless brat around the house?
Hey!
Well, I don't like that. Nobody talks to me like that.
Take it easy.
You take it easy.
She doesn't mean any harm. My name is Bonnie Lewis. You're Nancy?
Yeah, I'm Nancy.
You have the time.
Don't let her
No,
upset you.
I just don't like her taking her church rules out on me. I ring my own bells.
She understands that now.
She better.
Listen, I have 11:15.
Besides, she was including all of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
11:15. It's getting late.
Nothing, except that she doesn't bother me. I guess it's my low blood pressure. Takes a little more to get me excited. Here,
Oh, you were reading my mind.
I've got another pack.
Thanks.
Listen, I might even be a little slow.
Such a nice watch. Run slow.
Just a little. Are you all right now?
I did not choose to be here. So I'm not all right.
I see.
A man who calls himself a brother made me do this terrible thing. Where is he now? Would he come with me to the hospital? Would he sit and wait? No, now he's quiet. Now he's a busy man. Nobody listens to a stupid woman. But a stupid woman listens to a stupid man.
Now what's she talking about?
No tests. No tests, Mr. Doctor. I said you take your experiment out of my house. My house. Rooms. Rooms that belonged to a brother that shouted, "Doctor's a smart man. What do you know? You know nothing." It's right. I only know a husband died with 3 doctors standing there to say goodbye. But they were so smart. They knew exactly when to call me in to see him. Mrs. Luther. Hurry, Mrs. Luther, your husband's dying. They were right. They were very smart men.
Mrs. Luther, I don't know what your husband died of, but certainly there is no comparison here.
Did you hear me? I said no.
Oh, but it's lucky for your son that your brother stepped in.
Let me ask you, lady.
Please. My name is Mrs. Louise Amber.
Let me ask you, Mrs. Louise Amber, why are you so sure, so positive it has worked? They didn't say so.
Oh, my dear, don't be absurd.
No, it is a test. Maybe they have to try again. Is it possible?
Try again. My God, you can't mean what you say.
Do doctors make mistakes?
Mrs. Luther, obviously you are not an educated woman. You have had one unfortunate experience with doctors, so for you that is enough to abandon the entire medical profession. Well, is that being fair? One experience? Shall we stop progress because of your one experience?
You loved your husband?
That has nothing to do with this.
You have all the answers. You and my brother.
Oh, you see. You will be thanking your brother.
I spit on him!
Mrs. Luther, there is so much now your son will be capable of doing. Don't you see that?
Where is it written that one experience is not enough? Where?
Her reasoning is so primitive.
Why don't you help her by answering her question? She's right, you know. We haven't actually been told anything.
And what is that? What did you say?
She cannot answer. It is only because she wants.
And look, this clinic wouldn't have staked its entire reputation if they weren't absolutely sure.
Well, the way I see it, the odds were good. That's all. The odds. That they were able to afford. Get the point?
No, there are no odds, no ifs. I was told that this experiment would be a total success, and it will. I bought my son an entire library of the classics, books on history, art, music, a record collection along with the finest listening equipment. I've redecorated his room. I've placed applications for him to go to the finest private school in the country. And that is just a sample of what I have done. Just the beginning. And you dare to suggest it won't work. Well, I am afraid that you are just as ridiculous as Mrs. Luther. Just why are you here if you don't believe the doctors? What right do you have to be in this waiting room?
Right. Well, I guess I've got the same right you have. To be the proud mother of a moron. Or was there something else you had in mind?
Don't use that word!
You hurt my ears!
What is going on in here? I could hear your voices coming up the hall.
Oh, thank God you're here. Tell them. Tell these women that the experiment is a success.
The doctor is very satisfied with the
Oh,
results.
did you see them?
Yes, all the boys are fine.
There, you see.
What else?
I'm not the person to talk to. Each boy responded a little differently, but that was to be expected.
What do you mean differently? What does that mean?
Well, there's nothing to worry about. The doctor will speak to each of you after you've seen them. He can answer your questions better than I. Mrs. Luther, you're first. Can I help you with anything?
No. You doctors, you helped me enough already. You just take me to my boy.
Listen, nurse.
Yes.
I want to be next. Tell that to the doctor. My name is Mrs. Louise Amber.
Oh, that's impossible.
Look, I cannot bear being in this room any longer.
The doctor is very particular about changing his routine. This is his procedure, and it would be best if you cooperated.
There is no reason for all of this waiting. Why can't we just go to them?
Mrs. Amber, I do my job. Take my advice. Just wait your turn.
Look, I said tell him. Is that clear? You heard the lady.
It would be a treat for all of us if she went next.
The routine here has never been disrupted by a hysterical woman, believe me.
Well, I insist.
Very well, I'll mention it to him.
Now, you see that you do more than that.
Mrs. Luther.
Oh, please, don't be long.
For you, it's so important. Maybe you too bought on a sale.
How about some coffee?
Sounds good.
Mrs. Amber?
No,
Oh, I insist. Truce?
all right. Thank you. Just a little milk. I have my saccharin. Thank you.
I don't believe you've introduced yourself.
Oh, very, very tired.
Right. I'm Bonnie. That's Nancy. Saccharin.
I take it black.
Black. And you?
Oh, milk and sugar.
And black for me. Careful.
Thank you.
How did you find out about this?
Excuse me.
This experiment?
Oh, my husband, you see. My husband went to school with the doctor.
Connections?
No, they were friends in college.
Oh, yeah? I got it from a little 2-inch ad.
Oh, so did I.
Did you? How interesting. There actually was an advertisement about this. I didn't know that.
Fancy that. How about you, Nancy?
What difference does it make?
I don't know, but I'm working on it.
Then I shouldn't have allowed myself to lose control like that. But that Mrs. Luther's so unreasonable.
She probably didn't get enough cash to make her happy.
Oh, why do you say that?
What other reason could it be? Okay, so she lost her husband. But that story about her brother forcing her to bring her kid here? What's that? Money. That's her real complaint. And that was the one thing I made sure of, the price. But you know something I've been thinking? Maybe I could have done better. Now, ever since you said you didn't take your money, I got the feeling I could have done much better. How much did you say you turned down?
I didn't say.
Oh, now I remember. Just a few dollars. Come on now, how much was it?
Look, I don't think it would be ethical for me to say.
What harm would it do?
I don't know that it would do any harm at all. I would just rather not say.
1,000? More? Less? What?
Really,
Not worth the trip to the bank? Okay, forget it. Doesn't matter how much it was. The important thing is that she didn't take the cash.
Well, why is that important?
Don't you see? That way we can ask for more money and get it. Well, you could use it, couldn't you?
Oh, yes, but
But what? How about you, Nancy?
You're wasting your time.
Just leave it to me. All you have to do is back me up.
Wait a minute. What are you planning to do? Are you planning to use my name? You just leave my name out of this.
But I don't see how I can.
You have no right.
Don't talk to me about right. Do you know what I think? I think I was robbed. I think we all were robbed, except you, that is. So don't talk to me about right.
I don't think I want to be involved in this.
I gave mine away for $8.50. Now, the way I see it, they owe us at least another $500 each.
500?
At least.
You can't do this.
I can sure give it a try.
That's a lot of money.
Did you hear that, Mrs. Amber? Betty says that's a lot of money. You see, we're all not as lucky as you are, Mrs. Amber. But there is one thing I know for sure. We all want new shoes.
I'm still not sure.
What's $1,500 more to them? I gotta admit, at first I thought I was getting a real bargain. $850 and a genius, too. Kid gets new brains like magic. And I get cash. Another kind of magic. Well, the way they talked, you would have thought there were people standing in line, but I don't think so anymore. I'm telling you, we were robbed.
All right.
Good, good. Just leave it to me. I'll meet you and Nancy out front after we picked up the kids. And don't worry. Everything's gonna work out just fine.
You can count me out.
What?
You heard me. I'm not interested.
Thank you so much
For what?
for helping me.
Helping you. You're as disgusting as she is.
What's the problem?
No problem. I'm just not interested.
You don't need the money?
It might surprise you to know that I do need the money.
Sure, that's what I thought. We all do. Well, you don't think I'm doing this just for myself?
Of course not.
Well, you know of an easier way to make $500?
Nope.
So what's the problem?
I don't like it. That's all. I just don't like it.
Don't go sweet and innocent all of a sudden. It doesn't become you. And you're not impressing anyone. I know you're kind. You want that money as much as us, only you want to be pushed a little so you can get the feeling you didn't have nothing to do with it. Well, I'm no social worker. So it's yes or no without the bow.
Don't talk to me like that.
I can talk to you any damn way I want to.
No, you can't.
What you gonna do about it, huh? Just what are you gonna do about it?
You are sick. Do you know that? You are really sick.
That's very good. That clears your conscience automatically? Very well done.
You do whatever you want to. Just leave me out of it.
I suppose you want me to believe that you did this for the kid? No. You know what I think? I think you hate that kid. Well, I'll tell you something. Now, I may have done this for the money, but I don't hate my kid. Now, what do you think about that?
I think you better mind your own business. I'm here for one reason. Just one. It's for those odds you were talking about. The chance that my boy can have a life of his own without my having to watch every move he makes. So you just leave me alone.
Sure. I'll leave you alone. I can use a few extra $100. Just so as you'll know what's gonna happen to your share.
I don't have any share.
That's right. But it'll be easier for me if I tell them that the three of us are in this together. I'll collect for 3 and I will split for 2.
You do that?
Say, you did that very well. I don't ask you to repeat it. I don't think you could. Do you have anything to say?
No.
You make me sick.
Well, that's fine, honey, because I wouldn't have you any other way.
Monkey, monkey, bottle of beer. How many monkeys have we here? 1, 2, 3. We all fell down. 1, 2, 3. We all fall down. Oh, he loves that game. Oops. It's all gone. Did you know that he who laughs last laughs last? Well, that's all. He just laughs last.
Mrs. Amber, don't start anything with me. I asked him. He said no. Mrs. Todd is next.
Oh, no, she's drunk.
I am not drunk. I'm ready. Let's go.
Mrs. Todd, have you been drinking?
Oh, just a little to calm my nerves, but I'm not drunk.
You can't see your boy like this.
Like what? Oh, you think he won't know me. Don't you give it another thought. He'll know who I am.
The doctor will be furious when he hears about this.
Shh. We won't tell him.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll just have to wait. You'd better start drinking some black coffee, otherwise you may have to come back tomorrow.
What are you talking about? You've had him long enough. He's my boy, and I'm taking him home today.
Then sober up. Here, you can start with this. Please? Mrs. Amber, you're next.
Oh, thank God.
Good luck.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm not drunk. Why didn't you tell her?
Don't you shut up.
Worry.
So what if she tells them?
They'll be ready for you.
That's right. So maybe I won't have to repeat myself.
You know what? I don't want to be sober.
Drink your coffee.
I don't want to be sober. And I don't want to have to come back tomorrow. You think she really meant it?
What do you think?
I think she really meant it. But there's only one problem. It's a problem for today, and it's a problem for tomorrow and next week. I'm not going to be sober then either, you see. I haven't been sober in years. Many, many years.
I think you better try.
Now, she could do it.
Who?
My once upon a time, a long, long time ago me. She could do it. Are you sober?
Yeah, honey, I'm sober.
That's what I thought.
What's so funny?
Oh, I reminded myself of an old story. It's about a prince that turns into a frog. Oh, not actually into a frog. It's just that one day he found another princess and he hopped away. Oh, no. That's not quite the way the story goes. He ran away. You see, he couldn't stand the sight of his son. That's right. Is it true what she said? She said you hated your son. Is that true?
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Oh, my husband hated his son. I think he couldn't stand the fact that he'd fathered a moron child. And since little Bobby looked so much like him, he couldn't deny the fact that Bobby was his. He called him such terrible names. You know what he wanted me to do? Give him away to a special home. He said he didn't want him around. Well, I wouldn't do it, and then one day he left us.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I've heard from him since. Once about the divorce, and the second time about his new wife. And then every month he sends us a check. Tell me about your boy.
Oh, there isn't much to tell.
Well, what's his name?
Joe?
Joe. I like that. Bobby. Robert Allen Todd will be 8 next week. Would you give me another cup of coffee?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'd like to know that I gave it a try. You better make it black. I wonder if that pot has enough coffee in it for the job. It won't be easy, you see. I'm fighting it.
Here. It's hot.
Thank you. Now then, I was talking about Bobby. He's not a perfect child. He's not perfect at all. He has a terrible temper when he's frustrated, so I've seen a lot of it. But I don't blame him. Oh, I think I burned my tongue. Yes, I did. I burned my tongue. Oh, but that's all right. I don't like the taste of black coffee anyway. But you drink it black, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. So does she. That sober lady sitting over there. The lady that's going to get us more money. You see what a good memory I have? They say drinking affects the memory. That's a lie. I remember everything.
Why don't you concentrate on drinking that coffee?
Oh, why don't you join us? We're having a wonderful conversation. Pull up your chair. I'm about to tell another story.
I can hear you from here.
Okay. Once upon a time, in fact, today, this very afternoon, Bobby and I were going to the park. You see, he's going to climb a tree today. We picked the tree out together. It's a big oak tree. All the boys his age climb that tree. Now, once he's up there, he's going to fill his pockets with acorns. And when he's ready to come down, he'll decide when. Because now he'll be able to do that sort of thing. That is why we're here, isn't it? Well, when he comes down, we're going to sit down together and we'll talk. We have so much to tell each other. Oh, what's the matter? Are you sober too?
I'm just getting a cigarette. You want one?
Yes. I don't smoke, but I think I'll have one.
How you feeling?
About what?
Is that coffee working?
I don't think so. Maybe. Where was I? Oh, yes. Later, he'll play with the other children. It'll be the first time. He'll be like a new boy in the neighborhood. And then, when the ice cream man comes around, Bobby's mother, that's me, will buy all the children ice cream. Oh, kids love ice cream. Does your boy like ice cream? You really think I have enough time?
For what?
I think getting sober is going to take more time than I have, even if I drink another gallon of this. I have an idea. You want to help me?
What can I possibly do?
Well, when the nurse comes back, tell her you'll take Bobby home with you, and then I'll meet you someplace away from the hospital.
Hey, look. The rules here are pretty strict. I don't think they would release him to me. Anyway, she'd know. It'd be a waste of time asking.
Don't you want to help me?
I didn't say that.
But can't you see? This isn't going to work. And tomorrow is just as far away as today. They may never let me have him back.
Oh, don't be silly. They can't do that.
You don't want to help me, do you?
I can't.
But what would happen to me if I couldn't get him back? Oh, you've got to help me, please. Someone should have come in by now. How long has it been?
Not more than 10 minutes. Relax.
Less.
Less what?
Less time. 4 or 5 minutes at the most.
But how long exactly?
Well, I don't know. She says less.
Well, why doesn't that nurse come in here and tell us what happened?
Why don't you sit down? You're making me nervous.
I can't sit. I'm afraid something terrible has happened to them.
Something is up.
Maybe they're dead.
Oh, brother, did you hear that?
Well, that must be it. They're dead. And they don't want us to know until they take us in there one by one.
My God, you're morbid.
If they were dead, there would be a much easier way to let us know. We certainly wouldn't have been called all together like this.
Why not? What does it matter? Dead is dead, gone is gone. Why should they care how they tell it?
It just doesn't make sense.
Sense? What does that mean? Nothing makes sense. I need a drink.
Shut up.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's not going to help. Now shut up and sit
I've
down.
got to get out of here.
Mrs. Todd.
They may have you fooled, but not me. I know he's dead.
Stop it.
They've killed him. Not just mine, yours too, all of them.
No one is dead.
I don't want to see him. They can't make me. Oh, let go of me. Please let go of me. I want out of here.
Now you finished with your little scene?
I'm sorry.
Good. You can sit down now. Good, that's fine. Just sit down and wait. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
I'll tell you both something. If anything went wrong, they're not going to get off as easy as 1,500 more.
Is money all you can think of?
No. I can think of a lot of things. But right now, it seems to me I'm thinking about the problem at hand. Maybe you changed your mind. I think the rate is going up.
I think you'd find any excuse.
Right. Listen to this one. Suppose, just suppose, they're worse off than before, worse. Now that, to me, would demand a little more compensation.
No, you mustn't say that. Not worse. I would rather that he were dead.
If that were true...
What? What would you do?
I don't know.
Sure you do. What?
In the first place, it's none of your business.
I know what you're thinking. Maybe how you can get rid of him?
Since you're
Am I
following
close?
in assumptions, I wouldn't want to say anything that might confuse your assumptions with reality.
Very cute. Very, very cute.
Just enjoy yourself. There's a lot more where that came from. All you have to do is press the right button.
I know why you don't like me.
You do?
Sure. It's simple. It's because I'm honest. I say what I feel.
You say what you think you feel.
You want to hear what I would do? I mean, if anything went wrong, first off, I'd sue this place for everything I could get. Then I'd chip him off so fast. Then I'd take me a nice long trip. Naturally, I'd take a friend along. It's not much fun celebrating alone, right, Nancy?
I don't like you either. You're a cruel woman.
That's right. That's part of what I am. Now, why don't you ask Nancy what she is?
Why can't you leave me alone?
Because you're a phony, that's why. Now, I want to know what you would do. Well, why don't you say something?
You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. So I hardly think you're qualified to decide or tell me who I am.
That's where you're wrong. I do know you. I know you very well. You do anything, hurt anyone to get what you want. I know your type. I've had to deal with you before. Oh, the face is different, but the insides are the same.
Why are you yelling at me?
I am not yelling.
Why are you angry?
I'm not. I'm not angry. Yes, I am. I am angry.
Why?
Because I ask you a question. And instead of you answering me, you talk in circles. You deliberately say things that confuse and distort the conversation.
You're right.
I know I'm right. What?
You're absolutely right. You got me coming and going.
Now what are you doing?
I can see I don't have a chance. You see right through me.
It wasn't hard.
Was it really that
I'm
obvious?
afraid so.
I'm gonna have to do something about that.
Someone's coming, I think.
Hey, I thought I told you to relax.
Someone is coming.
Come right in.
Mrs. Todd, how are you feeling? You look sober now.
She is.
She sobered up real fast. Happened all of a sudden.
All right, then let's go.
Oh, I'm not coming with you.
What?
You can't make me. Not before you tell us what happened.
Sit down a minute, honey. We want to ask you a few questions.
I can't answer any questions. I told you before.
We know what you said before, but things have changed since then, right?
Nothing's changed.
What is going on out there?
Mrs. Todd, do you want to make other arrangements? Is that it?
Other arrangements?
Nurse! I asked you a question. I am waiting for your answer.
I don't have any answer for you.
Why did she scream?
Scream.
Oh, you know we heard her. Why don't you tell us why?
What is going on here? Now, we can wait as long as you can. What's wrong with our kids?
Nothing.
I don't believe you.
You mean they're breathing? What?
The The children have never been in better health. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. The experiment worked. Nothing went wrong.
I see. Mrs. Amber screamed for no reason at all. Her kid looked so great it scared her. Doesn't make too much sense to me.
Believe me.
Oh, why should we believe you? We know you're lying.
Mrs. Amber was hysterical when she left with me. You all know the state she was in. Well, this conversation is pointless. For the last time, nothing went wrong.
What do you think?
There must be more to it.
No, that's all. That's it.
Okay, I get the picture. I want to get out of here. How about you?
Okay.
You mean we can get on with this?
Let's.
Mrs. Todd?
Oh, someone else go next. I can't go now. I need more time to collect myself.
Mrs. Lewis, you come with me.
Such a fast decision. Don't you have to check with someone? Well, what happened to all those strict rules, nurse?
I've just broken them.
And I'm dying to find out why. Meet me out front like we planned. You hear me? Are you going to be there?
Yes.
Changed your mind?
No.
You might yet. And if you do, join the party.
Whew, am I glad that's over.
Is it over?
As far as I'm concerned, it is. Now, I just came here to pick him up. Very simple. Just pick him up and take him home. And what happens? I walked into the circus again.
Well, what's so funny? Tell me, I could use a laugh.
Did you ever go through a house of mirrors?
What?
You know, at a circus.
Oh, yes, I think so. Once, of course.
Were you with someone? I mean, someone you knew, not just another person in front or behind you. And as you started through the maze, you were separated and alone.
Yes.
Did you see?
See?
Did you see what goes on? Did you watch yourself? Watching yourself? I mean, everywhere you look, there you are. I think that's the first time I realized I was on my own. I had put myself in there, and I knew I had to get myself out. I reached out for those invisible doorways, like my life depended on it. And I'll never forget that tremendous relief I felt when I found those doorways.
Oh, yes, I know.
I also remember that I rarely, if ever, looked back. Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, was for me, too. But I do remember that. I think I felt that if I did look back, I might be lost forever. Whew, still gives me the creeps.
That must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
I do remember that I didn't like it.
You didn't?
But I love the circus. I just don't go to the House of Mirrors.
Just avoid it, huh?
Oh, I don't avoid it. I don't like it, so I don't buy a ticket.
Neither do I. It scares me, too.
Oh, I didn't say that.
I know.
I go to see the clowns. I love the clowns.
I always get hungry when they come on.
Well, sometimes they're funny if they're good.
Good what?
Good clowns.
What's that? What's a good clown?
Oh, you know, he makes you laugh.
He does?
Of course he does. What kind of clowns are you talking about?
Same ones you are. Ones that fall on their faces, get pies thrown at them. Same ones.
Well, I guess clowns can't reach everyone. Maybe you just never saw a funny clown.
Oh, sure I have. That's where I found the key.
The key, what do you mean?
Just something between me and a clown I saw once. You see, he looked at me. Really looked at me. And he smiled. I think. Well, anyway, he did something. And suddenly, behind all that funny makeup, I saw a real person. And it made me cry. Isn't that something? Made me cry. Well, I was very young when it happened. I was 6. Yeah, 6 years old. And bing, 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 a very short 20 years later. Give or take. I knew what I'd seen.
Well, what was it? What did you see?
Well, I can't tell you how, and I can't tell you why, but I think I saw love.
And that made you cry?
I was a very strange kid.
You don't really hate him, do you?
Wait a minute, are you talking to me? Hate who?
Your son.
Did I say something? How did we get on this?
Well, I need to know.
Oh, you too. She left and now you're taking over. You need to know. Whoo! I don't believe you people. You need to know.
Well, don't be angry with me. Sometimes, most of the time, I say the wrong thing.
Oh, your choice of words bother you? Maybe you meant to ask me if he's scarred from all the beatings I've given him.
Oh, why won't you let me talk to you? I need your help.
Help? Now you need my help.
Yes.
Well, I don't think I can give you any help. There's really nothing I can do for you.
Oh, yes, yes,
I
there
don't
is.
think so. You see, I am surrounded by a haze of golden clouds. It's possible you've noticed them. I was born right from the heart of the Veil Nebula. Believe it.
Oh, won't you just listen to me?
What? What is it? Sell balloons at the company bazaar? Sorry, my weekends are all tied up.
Please.
Thank you. You're welcome.
No more jokes.
I can't promise you anything. Not even that I exist.
Oh, please, just listen to me.
All right. I'm listening.
Pick him up for me. Would you do that?
Your son? But you can take him home yourself. You don't need me for that.
Oh, but I do. I can't sit here any longer. I've really got to get out of here now.
You can't do that. I don't want to take the responsibility for your son. I can't.
All you have to do is bring him outside. I'll be waiting. I know that this is going to take more time than I can handle. I've really got to get out of here. And don't worry. I'll be up front when you get there. Look, I'll even give you a note with my permission to take him.
A note? What explanation will you give them?
Well, I'll say I've taken ill and had to get some fresh air and would appreciate it if they would release my boy to you.
Who'll sign the papers?
What papers?
There are always papers. This isn't as simple as you're trying to make it. We don't even know each other. And the people here know that.
Oh, won't you just try?
What about your little meeting with Mrs. Lewis? Are you gonna make that yourself? I don't suppose you need my help with that, huh?
Oh, I'm not meeting her.
I don't believe you.
Oh, why should I meet her? What good is the money if he's dead?
Dead? Is that the reason you... What is the matter with you?
You know that nurse was lying. She doesn't care. She just wants to get us out of here.
But she wouldn't lie about there being a lie.
Why not?
Because to lie about there being alive would be a very stupid lie. Do you understand a senseless, stupid lie?
I guess tomorrow will be a better day. I'm not ready to see him. I can see that now. I'm just not ready today.
Betty, I'm scared to see my son, too.
Oh, I'm not scared to see him. I want to see him.
Well, then stay. Just a little while longer. Isn't that what you've been waiting for all morning? For 2 whole months?
I've dreamed about it.
How can you walk out now?
Because this room is joking me. If you pick him up for me, I'll pay you.
Would you stop it? I wouldn't take your money even if I did, and I won't.
All right. All right. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll feel better tomorrow.
What about your special plans for this afternoon? You're going to disappoint him.
Oh, he'll understand. He'll be able to do that now. The nurse can explain to him that I'm not well.
At least you're waiting for the nurse, huh?
I can't. I can't wait. I'll leave her a note. So, I'm a coward. Why don't you say it? Go ahead, tell me.
Doesn't matter what I think. Oh, hey, wait a minute. There's something in the envelope.
What?
Here.
Oh, that. It's just a check for my one-time prince. And a note. A few words. Hope everything is well. Love, Bob. Oh, that's a lie. It says sincerely. Sincerely, Bob.
Hey, wait a minute. I'll do it.
What?
Oh, I'll do it. Or at least I'll try. But just remember now, it depends on what they decide. And I'm only going to ask once. Now, if they say no, that's that.
Oh, thank
Would
you.
you get out of here? I'll meet you outside.
Oh, you don't have to. I never should have asked you.
Look, I said I'll do it, and I will.
Yes, but you really changed your mind?
How many times do you have to be told a thing before you believe it? Would you get out of here before I change my mind again?
I don't know why you're doing this for me, but thank you.
You can thank me later.
I'll be out front.
I know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Doing back here?
I can't stay long. The nurse will be on her way back very soon.
What is it?
Honey, I just had to come back and tell you. You're gonna love it. You know you may even change your mind.
Love what? What are you talking about?
Nope, can't tell it all. It's a surprise. Hey, where's the boozer?
Oh, she left.
Left? What do you mean left? Just walked out?
Not exactly.
Where is she? I've got to talk to her about the new financial arrangement.
They agreed to pay you more?
They will. They'll come around. I've got an appointment next week. Now, where is she?
Well, she's outside. She's waiting for me. I told her I'd pick up a boy for her, at least try.
I don't think so.
I know they probably won't release him to me, but I told her I'd ask.
Oh, I get it. She's headed towards the nearest bar. Well, why didn't you say so?
She said she'd meet me outside.
Oh, yeah? Well, look, don't worry. I'll look around and I'll find her and I'll take care of everything.
Hey, what's this all about?
Honey, I know how you hate surprises, but this one you are gonna love.
That's why you came back to tell me that?
That's right. You might call it an added attraction. An extra added attraction. Don't look so worried. The nurse did not lie.
What about your boy?
Teddy, he's fine. Got to go. Bye-bye.
What was she doing in here?
I'm not sure. I think she said I was in for a surprise. Do you want to fill me in?
Where's Mrs. Todd?
Well, that's another surprise. She's outside. She really wasn't feeling very well, and I told her I would pick up her boy for her.
That's impossible.
I'd be willing to sign any papers.
It isn't a question of signing papers. You can't take her boy.
Would it help if I spoke to the doctor?
Absolutely not. Oh, I'm sorry she did this to you.
No, I did it to myself. Okay, I tried. Even asked more than once.
Sorry.
What are you sorry about?
Well, I'm just glad you're the last one. I've really had enough of this.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I've said too much already. We better go.
No, you haven't said anything. You just hinted at something, and you've been very successful in making us all feel uncomfortable about this entire experiment. You didn't rehearse your part very well. You've been a nurse long?
I've had several years of training.
Then you should have done better. I could have done better.
Really?
Of course. All you have to do is decide whether you're going to get involved or not. You couldn't make that decision. Didn't you think about it before today?
Yes, I did.
Didn't show.
You really think you could have done better?
Much, no doubt about it.
Would you like to give it a try?
Are you serious?
Sure, I mean it. Are you?
But I've never been to nursing school. I don't have the training.
For this particular job, you don't have to have gone through nursing school. I'll let you wear my uniform.
We might run into some trouble. What size shoes do you wear?
7.
7's a good start. 7 what?
7 AA. Oh. What's the problem?
It would never work. I wear 7C. I couldn't get my foot in your shoe. I couldn't be without the shoes, you know that.
It was such a good idea. I really would have liked to have seen you go through what I went through.
I would have liked to.
Are you ready?
I guess so. How'd I look?
You look fine to me.
Yes, but how will I look to him?
Very different.
How will he look to me?
I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Yes. And that's a mild way of putting it. How do you find your way around?
I manage. I just have to know where I'm going. Actually, it's simple now. I learned.
Did it take long?
I didn't time myself, so I can't answer that one. Want to try again?
Did you feel it took long?
No.
Ooh, what's that?
What?
That.
I don't know which one you mean. Could you point it out to me?
This.
You can touch it. Go ahead. All of the puzzles here are quite harmless. At least physically they're harmless.
Oh, that means I shouldn't get too close, huh?
That's for you to decide. Maybe you'll be all right. It's different for everyone.
Well, I'll take my time.
It's hard to take time. Easier to use it, or waste it, lose it, but almost impossible to take it. I don't know if it can be taken.
Do you mean I should touch it now?
I didn't say be impulsive. I never said that. Did I?
No, but you did say... I don't really know what you said.
Take a chance. I may have said that.
Oh, there's so many puzzles here. Have you solved them?
A few. Some of them. Most of them. I have favorites.
You do?
Yes. Would you like to see them?
Yes, I'd like that. But do we have time? We have to be going soon.
We can spend as much time here as we want. No one will come until we call.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive.
If you say so.
See this one?
Oh, what is it?
I call it Beginning.
That's a funny name.
It's a funny puzzle. The name suits it, I think.
How does it work?
It doesn't exactly work. It begins.
Oh, of course. I forgot its name.
But I just told you its name.
Yes. Well, that's a bad habit of mine. I hear something and I immediately forget it. I don't know why. I'll have to stop that.
Lots of people do that.
Well, it begins. Then what?
That's all.
That's all?
The puzzle is solved the minute it begins. Then, a new puzzle takes over. The next one gets much more complicated.
I'm your mother.
You are?
Yes, I just thought you ought to know. They told me you might not remember.
I'm glad you told me. I'm glad to meet you. I guess you know my name.
I'd love to hear you say it.
Joe.
Joe.
It's a good name. I like it.
Joe.
You remembered.
Yes.
Go on.
Well, the next puzzle gets much more complicated.
Why is that? What's the next one?
I call it growth.
How does it work?
It doesn't work. It grows.
Of course, I forgot. Its name grows.
I just told you its name.
I know, a bad habit.
See? Most people have that same bad habit. They don't listen. Not really. To listen means you hear.
Only when the sound is too loud or too soft, something is missed. There's a listening level.
But that level must vary with each person.
No doubt.
Did I say something wrong?
The level could be in the head of the listener, not the speaker.
Then I did my part.
Yes, you might say that.
So, these are your favorites, huh?
Some of them. I have others.
What's so special about your favorites? I mean, I see lots of unusual ones here. What about this one?
A good one. Want to try to work it?
Now?
Or later?
Well, I might.
These are all standard puzzles. I'm told not many people get through them all. As a matter of fact, not many people attempt more than one or two. I don't want to underestimate. Let's say not more than a handful.
How do you know that? You can't possibly know that.
I can't be absolutely sure. No. Look,
Oh, that's beautiful. Is that a puzzle?
if you solve this one, there's a special treat.
A treat.
I'd like very much to see you try it.
I'm afraid.
That's all right. I'm here.
You do it.
But I figured it out. More than once. It's your turn. Or someone else's. The line keeps moving up, even if you don't step forward.
Give it to me.
Good.
I don't know where to start. I mean, I can't even see what the desired answer is. What do I work for?
Just try.
How can I try if I don't know what to try for? I can't see the first step. What'd I do?
Do something.
That's no help.
Do something.
Oh. Listen, I did it. I didn't think I could.
It's beautiful. Would you dance with me?
Oh, I'd love to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else here you would like to do?
Today?
You can come back, you know. I was hoping you would.
What do you mean, come back?
Anytime.
What about you?
What about me?
Aren't you coming with me?
Where?
Home?
I am home.
Oh, no. No, you're not. This is a hospital.
You're just trying to play a silly joke, aren't you?
I'm your mother.
I know.
I brought you here 2 months ago.
You did?
Yes. How do you think you got here?
I never thought about how I got here.
I'm here to take you back.
You don't like it here?
Yes, I do,
Well,
but
then why do you want me to leave?
I don't want you to leave. I'm supposed to pick you up today. Your time here is over, that's all.
You can't be serious. Time is infinite.
Of course I'm serious.
But we've gotten along so well. We even touched. Why should I leave? Maybe you're supposed to see someone else.
Oh. I guess I misunderstood the doctor. That must be it. I misunderstood.
You get your thoughts cleared up with him.
Yes, I'm supposed to see him after I... But I'm not taking you with me, am I?
No.
You're going to stay here, aren't you?
Yes.
And I'll see you again?
Many times. Often.
And we'll work new puzzles?
Whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
We'll know.
Yes. I gotta be going now.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought it was time.
Stay. There's no one rushing you.
Do you really want me to?
As long as you like.
Oh. I would like to stay. Just a little while longer.
I'm glad.
Maybe we could work just one more puzzle today before I go.
Anytime you're ready.
I think I'd like to swing a while.
Careful getting up.
Do you want to join me?
I will.